Hello guys and girls. I would like to start this really good episode with a question. A question addressed to the viewing public. Those of you who are watching me this very minute. I come to you with a very, very interesting and thought-provoking question. That is, do you believe Apple are revolutionary? If you asked me, I would say no. Because nowadays, an idea is no longer original or unique. It's always been influenced by something or someone. When the first ever iPod released, the iPod Classic, I thought that was extraordinary. It truly convinced me that technology was advancing and becoming something I could have never imagined. Of course, back then, Apple's slogan for the iPod was 1,000 songs in your pocket. And I have to admit, they still have a very clever marketing team. They know what they're doing, and so they should. And I think, to some extent, they deserve every penny they earn, because it works. It just works. I read an article last week from CNN, who reports the multi-billion-dollar tech company owes a very small company $626 million in damages. VernetX claim that Apple have stolen ideas that exist within the Apple ecosystem. So the iOS essentials, so to speak, apps like FaceTime and Messages are examples of copyright and patent violations. This small company of 14 employees, VernetX, has 14 employees and rents an office space for $500,000 a month. Apparently, this court case has been around since 2012. And VernetX is accusing Apple of violating their patents. Now, since this is a case that's been around for a while, I have convinced myself Apple have other shit to hide. This isn't the only, lawsuit that they're dealing with. I believe that there are plenty more, but it's just not in plain sight. Ideas are no longer original, especially ones that surround the tech industry. Every idea is taken and further developed and improved, and also to a certain extent changed a little bit, so that the one that is making those slight adaptations and trying to improve something that already exists in the corporate world but isn't very well exposed until a major league corporation like Apple or Facebook has their hands on it. And it is only then these major league corporations believe they have the right to call a further developed idea their own, their baby. And if you think about it, these small companies give birth to an idea, and major league companies then come in to nurture that idea, in a sense. In a nutshell. That's what it is. To be honest, it's kind of sad thinking about it this way, because up until CNN's article, I really believed, and maybe I was naive, I really was convinced an idea that came from Apple was truly original and their own. There was nothing like it at all. It was all Steve Jobs. He was the one who was able to hide this well and make people want what he presented to the world. And that is why I believe that this man was a genius. This man was a marketing genius. He knew exactly what he was doing at every product release. The first of the iPod, wow. People were like, I want that shit. 2001. Then the first iPhone comes along. The 2G. 2007, I believe it was. Wow, I want that shit. Everyone's like, I have to have it. Of course, I wasn't one of those people to actually go out and buy the first iPhone. My first iPhone was the 3GS, actually. Back in 2009. It's unfortunate, but I really do believe without Steve Jobs and his marketing skills and genius mind of creation, to a certain extent, Apple are crumbling. Apple are really struggling to make it through. He was the one who cleverly hid the cracks in his business model. He was the one who covered the company's tracks very well, convinced people every idea that they presented was their own when it actually wasn't. Since Jobs' death, Apple are starting to show those cracks. I don't think Tim Cook is truly capable of handling this situation. There's been so many articles on Apple in the last couple of weeks that I just think, wow, what happened here? What happened to the company that strived for creativity and uniqueness? Steve Jobs made Apple all about innovation, and the innovation seems to have gone with him. The Apple Watch isn't selling so well. The iPhone isn't selling so well. That is why Apple are planning to release their second attempt of a cheaper model of the phone to boost sales. Apparently, in this year's WWDC, they are planning to unveil the new iPhone 5 SE. I don't know. Go figure, right? Just proves my point. I know that they're not gonna do this, but it is better for Apple to downsize on their products and just have their computers and iPhones. Because if you think about it, with those two alone, Apple are already covering its tracks and trying to stay up to date with technology. There's no reason whatsoever for Apple not to keep on improving the iPhone and adding the latest and greatest in technology into their phones so that they can keep up with their competition. And as for their computers, they speak for themselves. Their designs are immaculate, beautiful. I love their computers. I love their phones. I'm just saying that it's weird that Apple are going through this quietly and not really doing much about it. I think Apple will still be around in the next 5 to 10 years. I seriously doubt they will be a dominant figure in technology post 5 to 10 years. It doesn't seem likely. They were very dishonest. It all comes back to Steve Jobs' marketing techniques and skills and his clever cover-ups and everything. It's sad to see that an idea is no longer original. Me being in the creative industry, when I think of it like that, it kind of makes you wonder. So yeah, that's what I've got to say about Apple this week. If you guys have any tutorial requests, let's play requests, you know what to do. Just drop me a line, leave a video suggestion, and your idea will feature in a future video. Don't be shy in contacting me. I would love to hear from you guys. And I still love Apple and the products that they have in their range to a certain extent. I only approve of their computers and phones. I think that's all they need. I just think they're offering unnecessary products when they should just actually stick with what works. These are just my opinions, my views on what's going on with Apple. Thanks for watching, guys and girls. I really appreciate your support and you listening to me all throughout this episode and the previous ones. Remember, if you have any video suggestions, tutorials, let's plays, drop me a line, leave a comment, and I would happily feature your idea in a future video. Until next time, this is B signing off.